Hello Year 8. Right, what you're going to take on for the next few lessons is hopefully one of these transformation pictures. Now these are quite a lot of fun, but they are quite challenging, and you know, I'm not convinced you're all going to be able to be successful at this, but I'd like you to have a go anyway and give it a try, because it is quite rewarding if you can get it to work. So let me explain how it works. I've got 4 of these. Okay, there are 4 different ones. I've got them all here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've attached all 4 of them. You can pick one of them to try. Now, in order to do this, you're going to have to be able to print it out, the file that I've sent you. Either to print it out or to do it electronically if you've got a tablet with the facility to actually look at the picture and then kind of edit it over the top. So those are your 2 options. If you can't do either of those things, okay, then let me know and I will find you something alternative to do. Probably just some Hegarty transformation tasks, okay, but I won't do that unless you message me and say that, sir, I can't print this out. Ideally, I want you to try and print it and try and do it. Okay, and like I say, I'm not sure how long it would take you to do one of these. It's probably a couple of lessons work, so you know, I might go quite easy on setting extra work for you this week, other than to try 1 or 2 of these if you're doing really well. So anyway, I'm not going to do the whole of one of these because I don't want to spoil it, because believe it or not, when you actually do one of these, you create a picture. And when you start, you've got no idea what the picture is. So you look at that there, you don't know what the picture's going to be. And that's the kind of fun of it. And what you do is you work through each of these instructions here. Each of these refers to one of the different shapes that's on there already, going in alphabetical order, A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way up to K, and moves them to somewhere else on the page that creates a picture. And you just have to follow the instructions. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully some of you have got printers and you can actually have a go at this, because it's good fun. So again, you'll probably need a bit of tracing paper for the rotations, or baking paper if you've got that. Or if you're really good, you can do rotation without anything at all, but it is quite difficult. So, you know, at the very least, you could, even if you haven't got tracing paper, you could do the ones here that are not rotations, because they're usually quite easy to do without any tracing paper. So I'm just going to do a couple of them just on this particular one, just to show you what to do. So I'll do a reflection and I'll do a rotation on here, and a translation. I won't do any. There is no enlargement, I should tell you that now. So that's the good news. I do have an enlargement picture of one of these, but I haven't given it to you, and I don't think there's any enlargements in any of the others. So it is just reflection, rotation, and translation. So let me just pick one of these to do. Reflect shape A in the y-axis. Well, here's shape A, here is the y-axis, so I have to reflect that shape over here. So there's a lot of counting involved. You have to take your time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that point goes to there. Okay, I'll just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. And then I can work out that that point there's obviously going to be 3 below that. So there. And this one here is obviously only going to, that's 11, so it's only going to go to 11, so it's going to end up here. So there we are. That is where shape A ends up. So notice my pencil, really sharp. Okay, and to be honest with you, those blobs I've done, probably not a good idea either. I'm going to rub them out a minute. They're too big. They spoil the look of the final picture. I haven't worked out very well, but oh well, I'll persevere. So anyway, so I draw that shape A in the correct place. Now you might want to use a different colour here to what I'm using, because obviously if you use pencil, it's going to look the same as the lines that are there already. So that is shape A correctly reflected in the y-axis. I won't do this one. This is reflect B in the x-axis, whereas B down here, so it's going to come up here somewhere. I'll do a rotation. Let's pick this rotation here. Rotate shape C. Here's shape C. 90 degrees anti-clockwise about the point -2,17. -2,17 is going to be along the corridor, up the stairs, it's going to be here. So that's the point -2,17. So I'm now going to get my tracing paper. I'm going to trace the shape. There we go. Sorry about the singing. I'm going to do the usual magic plus sign on there. And it was it anti-clockwise or clockwise? It was anti-clockwise, which is this way. 90 degrees. Got to be really accurate with this. There. Ends up there. Okay. Try that again because it doesn't look quite right. Let me just make sure I've got them exactly in the right place. You've got to be really accurate with this, otherwise it doesn't work very well. Try it again. 90 degrees ends up, it's there, like that. Okay, so what I need to do now, that one should be there, it's like that, is to now draw that in that position. So remember, the method for doing this is to, well, my method is to do this sort of thing, where you keep sort of putting it down and picking it back up again, so you don't forget where the points are, the important points. There. Probably work the rest out. That one goes there, and that one goes there. There we go. So now, if I just put that to one side, I can sort of copy it. There we go. Well, I can see it, but you couldn't see it on the video. So I now draw all that in. A line down there like that. A line up there. A line up there. And a line down there. Now, hopefully by now, you're starting to realise that all this work takes a long time. That's why you can have a few lessons on this. If you can get it printed, this is easily 2 lessons work. You know, and I'd love some of you to work out what the pictures are. I mean, at the moment, have you any idea what that is? I haven't got the faintest idea myself. I have done this activity before, but I forget what they are. So, anyway, let's do a translation just to show you. So I'll do this little one here because I'm being lazy, and I've got to do this one 11, 11. So that means 11 across to the right and 11 up. Okay, so pick a point on G. I'm going to pick this point here. 11 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 11 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that point ends up there. Now I don't need to translate the other points. I know that that point ends up there, so I can just draw in the shape in the correct position based on that point there. And it ends up looking something like that. So there we are. Still no idea what this is going to be, but I have done that one. No, I didn't do that one, sorry. I've done that one, and what was it, G, that one so far. If I did all of these, I would end up with some picture here of something or other, don't know what it is. That is the task. It's got to be a couple of lessons work. I'd really like you to take it on. It doesn't have to be the one I've started. It could be that one there. No idea what it is, though there's a little bit of a clue here. It could be that one there. Or it could be that one there. Okay. As you can see, I mean, my printouts, they're not brilliant. You can just about see. I mean, what you might need to do if you have printed it out is to look back at the original file and then just sort of ink in some of the lines so that you can see what it is that you're trying to work with. Just before I finish, like I say, if you don't have a printer but you do have an iPad, then another option is to kind of do it with a bit of software. I mean, I'm not even sure what bit of software this is, but as long as you've got, you probably need a pencil or some sort of drawing device. It'd be tricky with your hand. I can replicate everything that I did on there on here. So just to show you that I could actually do that, I'll do. Well, if I take on a rotation, I don't know, rotation might be tricky. Well, I've said it now, haven't I? So let's do a rotation. So it says rotate H, this little diddly thing down here, 90 degrees clockwise about the point -3, -1. So -3, -1 is here. I've no idea if this is going to work or not. So I've now got to try. See, straight away there's a problem there because this may not work. Oh crikey, this definitely may not work. But we'll give it a try. So if now you see that's silly, isn't it? I'm going to have to use a pencil on the trace paper, not the pen. It's not going to draw on the. It's not magic, is it? Right. I'm not sure I've done that accurately enough, but there we are. Now I'm going to do my usual rotation. It's 90 degrees clockwise. So around we come. Oh, you see the problem there? Oh, this may not work. This may not work. It's almost as if the tracing paper, yeah, it's picking up my. I'll try again. Ah, yeah. Tabler method might not work for rotation. You'll be alright for reflection and rotation, but if you're going to do reflection translation, because you can sort of do that without touching the screen, for the rotation, you have to know how to do it without using tracing paper. Well, while I'm here, listen, if you've got the gist now, stop watching this video and get on with it. Alright, if you can print them out, try them. If you can't, message me and I'll give you something else to do. But just to show you that you can do rotation without, this is how you actually do it. Say you wanted to rotate that point there, then what you would do is you would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 down, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.5 across. So 8, 9.5. You imagine spinning that round. The 8 would be along here, and the 9.5 would be up here. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 9.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5 ends up here. So that point there ends up where that red dot is there. And then I would just, you see, this is where sort of having a good sense of what rotation does would help you. I would just draw it in, rotate it round by 90 degrees. So end up, oh, I know what it is. It's an eyelash, isn't it? That is where H ends up if you rotate it. And I did that without tracing paper because I'm doing it on here. It's doable. It's fiddly. I'll leave it up to you if you want to see if you can take that on or not. So there we are then. That is the, where's the one I was doing earlier? That is the task for today. Can you work out what the eventual picture is? I'll say for today, it might be for a couple of lessons. Bit of work involved in this one. I'm asking a lot of you. This is pretty much the last bit of new work we're going to do this year. We're into looking over the whole year next week, and then in the last normal week of term we're going to be doing some maths artwork to finish the term off. So I hope that all makes sense to everybody, and have a good day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Comment me if you need to.